Hmm. 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 Ah, well then. Hello, hello. I am known as Oxide Genome, and today I'm going into the, the Thunderdome? I got nothing on this one. Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome. Hey Billy. Hey Cryptic. Hey. Well, I guess that's about it. um, I'm going to try doing something a little bit different today. I have been thinking about doing landscape paintings, or well, landscape art, I guess, or something related to environment. Oh, Colonel Roosevelt. All right, here he comes. Uh, Roosevelt, you're up. Yeah. Oh, oops, wrong button. Doing a happy little look. Yo, welcome, welcome, Sinforma. Yeah, we're doing a happy little trees. This is completely experimental, so I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but we'll never know until we. Yes, let's. All right, fine. I'll start drawing. All right then. As usual, Photoshop blank canvas. The default resolution is 1920 by 1080. We'll see where how it goes. Hang on, let me bring back. Yeah, yeah. All right, there we go. Oh, God damn, I keep doing that. All right. Guess I can start with look, I built trees and everything. Yeah, I'm not. All right, I've done stuff like this before, like landscape drawings. Um, but this is actually kind of inspired by the Bob Ross stuff, and yeah, I've been meaning to try something like this from start to finish, but I'm not entirely sure. That is why this is a experimental drawing stream where I try to make a landscape. There is a thought process behind all of that, but yeah. That being said, how is everyone doing today? While I'm trying to figure stuff out on my own, I'm going to try making a landscape, but not like this. Hang on, hang on. Let me. It's new background. Invert this. Copy, paste. There we go. It'll make sense. Don't worry. Usually, when doing art streams or, well, actually, when doing landscape, I try to use this brush. Um, I guess today. Wait, hang on. I just realized everything is going to be in monochrome, so I think I'm gonna start with a palette. Um, I'm not really good with colors. Well, that's why I draw everything in monochrome. But I want to draw something. Wait, what the hell? Oh, there we go. Something with green, maybe something a little bit with brown. Dark brown, I think. Yeah, let's make a palette first because I think some artists do that. Let's have a this for the sky. I guess something like this. Maybe a little bit of purple in there somewhere, and a nice little yellow. Referee.exe redeemed Hug Genome. Yay, thank you. Hang on. Oh, it still works. Yeah. Thanks for the redeem. If you guys want, you can just follow along with what I'm doing. But this isn't the like the de facto best way to draw a landscape by any means. This is purely experimental, so I don't know where this is going to lead. All right, this is a weird color palette, but let's see if I can make this work. Follow along like Bob Ross if you want to. Like just started, so let's see if you guys can keep up. But before I even begin, let's delete the entire landscape. There we go, completely blank, devoid of all, well, form, I guess. And for this tree, there's gonna be a countdown. Let's see if I can make something before the timer runs out. Oh god, what have I even started? Right, so this is a race against the clock, so if the timer runs out, I have to have something to show for. I'd like to start with, like, a horizon. Oh, hey, Alto, welcome, welcome, just in time. I forgot, what did you forget, Billy? Yeah, I still usually start with a horizon. Think, a nice blue sky would be nice. Can't stay long, I'm in class, most wanted to say hi. Oh, thanks for dropping by. And stay in class and pay attention. Yeah, thank you, Alto. And you have a nice rest of the day and good luck in class. Let's see. I want to add grassy plains somewhere. Alright, I know this looks very basic and everything, but I tried to put like a general idea down of which direction I want to the landscape go to. Actually, the sky doesn't even have to be like blue. It could be like a alright, let's pick yellow. Go to the bucket tool, grading tool, downwards. There you go. It's kind of a bit like weirdly yellowish, a little bit like this. Yeah. Not sure what colors these are, but I'm just gonna work with it. Let's yeah. It's gonna be like a nice, like the sky kind of looks edible. But lights from the sky is going to reflect on the bottom as well. So I'm gonna, right, if you guys are using Photoshop, I hold Alt, left Alt specifically, and the right mouse button to scale the brush up and down. But I use a pen tool, so there's like two buttons that I can use. So if I want to scale quickly, I'm just going to do like this, and softly go over the bottom, so it kind of like mixes the colors together. However, if you're doing landscape, I'm gonna hold Alt, color pick this part, doesn't matter where, and go to the color settings to make it a little bit darker, just slowly towards the bottom right. There you go. The general rule of thumb when doing landscape or environment art is the darker the object, the closer to the camera it is. So the lighter the object, the further away it is, because air is, well, yeah, I'm not sure how to explain this, because sometimes when you go to a mountain or a nice area, you kind of look outside and see that the further you look, that the that it's getting a bit hazier. This is a very difficult thing to explain. Funny enough, I rarely go outside, but I do remember my vacation in Japan where it's yeah. Excuse me, I think I need to take a sip first. Truth be told, I'm actually kind of nervous of doing this for the first time. Alright. But the important part is to take your time. Which is ironic because I put a timer on top of the screen. Yeah. So what I was saying something about the further you go, the brighter it gets. So in this particular case, I'm going to make the horizon somewhat brighter. There, now it looks vaguely like a terrain. I was thinking of adding like some something of a mountain in here, or I can add mountains in the distance somewhere. Yeah, but the problem is the skies are darker than the mountains, which isn't something that I want to do. I guess a quick fix is to like select the top part and Control U which pops up a new window and it says hue saturation. It doesn't show up on stream, but wait, maybe I can make a quick screenshot so I can show you guys what it looks like. Give me a sec, give me a sec, give me a sec. There we go, there we go, alright. It kind of looks like this. Yeah. So what I do is usually change... Oh boy. This slider. No, wait. This slider for the lightness. And maybe this one as well, just to increase the well, the saturation. Well, let's give it a shot. I'm gonna select this again. It doesn't matter if the mountains get selected along with it. Control U and make this a little bit lighter. But then you'll notice that it becomes like a little bit more white. So you increase the saturation a little bit for a stronger color. Alright, the saturation is turned up to the max. So even if you go lower on the lightness, then you'll see, yeah, you kind of see the difference. There you go. It kind of looks like peachy sorbet, something like that. Like the sky looks very edible. Oh, look, it kind of looks alright. Like it's like a large mountain range, but I want to add like grassy plains somewhere in the middle. That being said, I do hope that the VODs doesn't get copyright struck because of the music I'm playing right now. I might switch over to the Animal Crossing BGM again, but we'll see. We'll see. Usually when doing landscapes, it's just going balls to the walls. I think a good concept art style landscapes tutorials is Feng Zhu, if I pronounced it correctly. They mostly focus on like concept art for games or movies, but the process is actually very interesting to follow. Let's see. It's been a while since I've watched any of those tutorial videos because I was mostly focusing on doing characters or other stuff along the way. And I think that's enough headbutting for today. But yeah, I probably have to go back to like doing landscapes more often. It's not that I'm the best at it or competent enough, but it's actually very interesting to follow along and probably can make some interesting landscapes. Kind of looks boring because there's this like, let me check, a huge valley with like mount or ridges on the sides, which kind of works. Make Genome say something for 500. Alright. How to become Sans. Step 1 is to become died. Since Sans is skeleton, you also need to skeleton. Step 2, become famous since Sans also famous. Step 3, become skeleton since and Sans skeleton. Step 4, get funny blue flaming eye. Step 5, summon Sans to steal his H powers and now you are Sans Undertale. Jeez. Yeah, what I was saying, grass is green usually, but you can also add different colors to it as well. For example, a little bit of yellow, and then try to mix it up a little bit. Like I keep routinely pressing the Alt key, just the color pick, and try to mix the colors together. This could work well if done properly, but at the moment I'm just messing around to see what sticks. But it actually looks kind of right. Right, so if I press Control U again and lower the saturation all the way down, then you can see the gray tones of the whole thing. And going back again, then it looks alright. Like I said before, the darker the color, the closer it is to the camera. Oh, wait, did I? Yeah. Brown is a bit boring and bland, so I might figure something out first. Let's see. Having ridges are actually kind of nice. I might have to make the mountains or the valleys in the back also a bit greener to signify that there's also grass growing in the distance. Yeah, I'm just saying my thought process out loud in the hopes that it'll make sense in some way, shape, or form. Like in my endless rambling, there's just a tinge of sanity somewhere. Also, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched much Bob Ross videos. I only know him from the memes and everything, and I've seen only a couple of his draw along paint streams. So what you're seeing right now is just what I think Bob Ross Bob Ross videos are like. Oh, geez, I forgot to add trees because the entire streams is called Happy Little Trees. Alright, if I were Bob Ross, what would I do? I suppose I could make the brown a bit less brown and a little bit more green. Yeah, just kind of like a color pick and then just mix the colors together. There you go. This song might get copyright struck, but it's fine. It's what it's meant to be if it happens. Because I really do want to like show off my process of how to become a little bit better at drawing in general. Like I'm not the greatest artist, but a lot of people say that my artist is good, which makes me happy. But you shouldn't be blinded by compliments. They're greatly appreciated, but don't let it get to your head. This is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not saying to stay or stay humble, which actually you should, but also not too harsh on yourself. I mean, I think a lot of artists like uses pain to convert that into art or creative endeavors, and that might be the reason why most artists, whether musicians or painters or whatever, are a little bit strange or off or crazy. Either way is fine. I'm not sure when I really started doing art. It's just I think I was just inspired by someone, and I think I told the story multiple times of how I started doing art in the first place. It's not really a form of expression, but it's something. Yeah, I'm not sure. I did mention a couple of times that Sonic OCs is something that inspired me to go further into art. So I think I have to change the sky a little bit. Right, let's hide the palette so I can get a better overview of the entire thing. It looks awful, but I just started drawing this in 15 minutes. So imagine what it looks like if I just keep doing this for a while. Let's see, color pick, and then just trying to shade it a little bit. This looks alright, but now I have to make it a little bit darker. There are a million names for different colors, but I don't know them all. If you give me two colors side by side, I'll just say, yeah, they're the same, but they look slightly different. Might be important to learn. Alright, now I have to think very careful about my approach. Like I have to think about where the light comes from, because now it's kind of unclear. Alright, so this part is a little bit yellow, so it is brighter than this part. Alright, let's grayscale it. Nah, it's the same. but this part looks brighter, so I guess I can make the one on the left slightly darker by using the bucket tool. But then it also covers the mountain, so I might have to paint it instead. Yeah, there we go, there we go. It's a little bit darker. Alright, grayscale it. Oh, noticeable difference. I mean, turning on the grayscale doesn't really help much, I think. But it gives me an idea of how bright it is compared to the different colors. When it comes to color theory, I'm just... yeah, I'm not really the best person to ask about that. Maybe this isn't a perfect example of doing a draw along, because I might just do the most amateur mistake I can make, and then people are copying the amateur mistake along with it. So yeah, which is why the entire stream is experimental. There we go. I think Bob Ross isn't the best painter, but he's really good at explaining his thought process and the way why he does the things in a painting as he does. Make things a little bit happy, or like seeing a balance between contrast or composition, or a balance in contrast and in composition as well. When it comes to yeah, I guess contrast, like the black and white monochrome stuff, I'm very familiar with that. Like, I know where to keep things dark and keep things light. I kind of know where the light comes from. Well, it bounces off the ground into the side of the ridge. But other than that, it's the execution that kind of throws me off. Let's see. I might have to start over, but I refuse. I can also... right. There is a hotkey to flip the canvas, but you have to manually do that in Photoshop. So what I do is I press Alt E A H in that order, and if I do it again, Alt E A H, then returns back. But I use the Ctrl Z to go back a step and go forward a step, like undo and redo. So it kind of toggles like that. It's weird. It's not really a good habit to have, because I don't think any of the other image editing software like use the same hotkeys or similar hotkeys. So if you want a very personalized a very personalized setup, then you have to do it for each program. Yeah, that might create a mess. So that's also the reason why I want to keep my Photoshop as default as possible without any fancy plugins, because if I'm getting used to the plugins and the software updates, then yeah, I can't use the plugins anymore, which is kind of a shame. This is a weird painting. I don't think this is meant to draw along with me, because I just dove right there into the water, and hopefully I'll stay afloat or know how to not drown. Right, let's give it more form, because now it kind of looks like ice cream dropped on the floor. Like, you could photo bash some what's it called, some landscape into it and then kind of shape it in any way you want. But yeah, I think the best way is to Alright, I'm looking at this, but I realized that I'm using default Photoshop brushes instead of like a fancy tree brush, for example. Looks like a misty lake overlooking the sea. Well, that's one way to look at it. But this thing isn't supposed to be a lake. This is like a grassy plains, but it doesn't really communicate that well because everything is a slight blob. And also, welcome, Frog Dono. Glad you could join. Well, yeah, I could do like a little wavy thing. You know, like the in Japan when they laugh, they just say grass, 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 or something. Hello, friend. Hey, hello. However, if I draw grass like this, then it looks like the grass is kind of small. So that's why I'm not going to draw the little sprites. You know it's gonna be a good day when there's a genome stream. Yeah, West Aurelian, welcome, welcome. Glad that you feel that way about the genome stream. Right, now I'm feeling pumped up. Now I can do anything. Alright, I got it. This is the grassy plain. Color pick, color pick, color pick, color pick. And it connects to the ridge over here. But I might turn it into grassy hill as well. This is something in the foreground where it's really close to the camera. So I might have to change this a little bit as well. There we go. What I also could do is select this part, Control Alt, and drag this thing so it makes a copy inside the same layer, and move it down a little bit. Press. There you go. It looks weird, but it creates more space between this place and the place further down the road. It's not even a road, it's like more valleys in the distance. Right, move the doubles and make the mountains a little bit more higher. You can also do that this mountain is going like this, and then this mountain is going like this, so you can kind of like see a slope, as it were. Press B, Alt, color pick, drag, and continue. Yeah. Like, I'm just gonna decimate the mountain on the left so it creates more space. Alright, let's Control U and lower the saturation all the way to -100 so you can kind of see where everything is. Yeah, it looks really bland, but I can fix this. I can make it look like a beautiful landscape somehow. Alright, if you press the D key, then it the thing on the hang on. Let's point an arrow right there. Right, you see these two boxes to the left, and if I press D, and it swapped to black and white. So now I have black, but if I press X, it swaps. Now I have white. Right, now let's color pick this thing, X, and color pick this thing. Now I have brown, X, and whatever this color is. Right, Control Z. There we go. D, X, and now I have white. Gives me easy access to like the standard black and white. Yeah. Right, so I'm gonna make this part a little bit more darker. Right now the horizon is pure white, but I want to fill it with mountains in some way. I could also just decimate this entire area. Right. Oh, one more thing, which is also something I use a lot. Right, you see this button and this button over here. If I press, alright, right now both of these are off, so now my brush looks like this. It's really basic, it doesn't have any sensitivity. If I press this button, there is pressure sensitivity. Yeah. Alright, if I turn this off, it goes back to like a solid brush setting. But if I turn this on, then there is like what's called transparency in my brush, and it is pressure sensitive. Like if I press softly, it's soft. If I press hard, it's hard. And you can also combine the two. So if you press softly, it's transparent, but if I press hard, it's solid again. Yeah. Opacity brush, indeed. Sometimes I use like only the opacity for large areas, so I can just do this really quick. But if I want to do precise, I just use this really small, and then have like a nice thin brush to work from. And sometimes I just do both, and then I can without having to toggle. Oh, it's gone. Alright, there we go. Without having to toggle both of these buttons, I can just draw small in here, or very solid in here, and even add some custom shading, and it kind of works, but only if you do line art, for example. Also, an important thing to mention, I have 1000 history states set in Photoshop, so no matter how many strokes I make, I can always go all the way back to the beginning. As a matter of fact, I can probably go all the way back from before I start making this painting. Yeah, but yeah, it costs memory, so sometimes Photoshop lags and then you have to restart it again. I might have to swap the music because it's getting it's in on repeat. Memory intensive, yes indeed. But if you like make short drawings, then it should be okay, at least for short periods of time. So this a little bit like this. Toggle this, Alt, right mouse button, and scale by just moving left or right on with your mouse. But I'm using a tablet. And let's do it like this. You know, maybe this isn't a draw along per se, but more of a see how I mess things up and how I fix things. Watch me fall and get back up. Alright, this looks alright. So now the values are a little bit more balanced. Yeah. This is the palette that I start with, but I think I'm gonna ignore that. So helpful to have those key bindings for brush size and zooming in. Exactly. Right, for zooming in, big boon for workflow. Exactly. Like, it's not mostly the art skill that I do, it's how you use those little tips and tricks to toggle between the various tools to your that you have access to. Right, the Z or Z button or key is like for zooming in. If you hold it, then it slowly zooms in. If you hold Alt and click, then it slowly zooms out. But again, that is a setting that you have to activate in Photoshop, and I think it's called the animated zoom. Hang on, let me check. If you want to edit these settings, you have to go to Edit and go to all the way at the bottom. It says Preferences and General. It doesn't show up on your screen, so I might look like a crazy person, but it's actually, let me do it again. Print screen, and let's see if I can show you guys what I mean. There we go. Like I'm using MS Paint to edit screenshots real quick. Wait, come on, Genome, you got this. There we go. Okay, there it is. Right, so I just go to Edit all the way at the bottom. Wait, there you go. Go to Preferences and General, and then this thing is where I change all my settings. But I try not to mess around with it too much because, again, I try to leave Photoshop as default as possible. You know, just in case I move over to a different drawing program. Then again, other drawing programs or art programs doesn't have the same utilities or key bindings as Photoshop. But Ctrl Z is very universal, so if you change that, for example, then, well, yeah, then you're running into the problem of getting used to a different art program. Make this a little bit more green, by the way. I kind of want the light coming from the right side. So, yeah, let me change the saturation again. Right, so this part needs to be a little bit darker. I can achieve that by pressing M gets you the marquee tool, which is a square selection. If you, while holding it down and press, wait, what button is this? I'm using a pen tablet, so I'm more wondering what button that is. Oh, right. So if you select and press spacebar, then you can kind of pan the selection box. Yeah. Okay. So if you press L, it's for lasso, so you can kind of select an area. I have surgical precision when it comes to using the lasso tool. Some people use like the magnetic lasso tool, which is perfectly okay. But if I don't use the magnetic lasso tool, then it's kind of like quickly select and then change it a little bit. Right, make this a little bit darker and increase the saturation, but the colors are kind of messed up. Okay, let's see. That looks alright. That looks alright. This isn't the best way to make landscapes, by the way. So take this with a teeny tiny little pinch of salt. And just watch along. Just sit back and watch the stream burn. Oh my god, I only have 2 hours left. Still just yapping and talking along. I wonder how Bob Ross does it. Like all these, like his. I keep wanting to say his art streams, but he's not a streamer. He's I guess a television host, if that's the correct word. Oh, imagine Bob Ross streaming his paintings. Oh god. That would be amazing. And people can just like drop into chat and ask for advice, and he'll just immediately come back with a response and saying, yeah, man, what would he even say? You know, after this, I'll probably have to go deep diving into the lore of Bob Ross, if you will, because like I said before, I'm only familiar with him through memes, but I think it's actually very fascinating to see his Bob Ross lore. Yeah, I think it's just fascinating to know about the guy, because well, he's being perceived as a very wholesome person, like you know, happy little trees, and I'm trying to be say so, but I feel miserably. So instead of forcing it, I'm just do what feels right. Yeah. Alright, speaking of happy little trees, this is like a barren wasteland. Perfect landscape for Mad Max. So to prevent that, happy little trees. What do trees look like? It's a very strange question to ask, but I'm trying. Well, I'm asking because there's very different kinds of trees. There's pine trees, there's maple trees, there's fucking trees that grow pizza or whatever. I guess what I'm trying to ask, what type of trees is what I want to add to this. Happy little trees. I guess I want to add happy little trees. I guess I can make like a you know, like a small forest area in here. Doesn't look like much, but it can become trees later. Yeah, there you go. Like a huge blob. I'm just like painting using my fingers and just saying, "Look, Ma, it's art. I drew this." Like trees have trunks. I think that's what it's called. Sometimes the words escape me and I don't know what they're called, and I'm just drawing a blank. No pun intended. But yeah, like a lot of my brain power goes into both streaming and also like trying to talk at the same time as I'm drawing the trees. A tree is like a hunk of bark going straight up and then branches and leaves. I guess I guess that's a way to describe it. Well, yeah, then if by that logic, bark and goes up, and then there's leaves. Yeah, but it's very simplified, so probably can do it more justice than that. Hmm. You forgot the branches part. Ah, right, the branches of course. No, this is gonna be an art stream where you guys are telling me what to draw. Well, you know what else trees have? Shadows, because now it kind of looks like you know, in Source games where if you set the full bright setting to 0 and there's no shadows anywhere in a map, yeah, that is kind of what it looks like. So there's gonna be like darker shadows. Actually, the entire floor or ground here is a bit darker because the leaves are blocking the light. Oh, of course, light. Right, let's go a little bit crazy with this. Light comes from the sky, so this part of the tree is a little bit more brighter than the left side of it. Yeah, I'm just going to do this quick and dirty because that's the best part of doing art. You can just a series of quick and dirties can make like a good landscape. I feel. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Quick and dirty. Oh, look at him go. Yeah, quick and dirty. There are speed painters that can just make very impressive looking artworks in like, I don't know, 30 seconds. And that is because they, at least in my eyes, that is because they do it so often that they can basically speedrun the process of painting, of art. Like, you know how else speedrunners got like so speedy at doing the games? Like, they do it over and over again until they memorize each and every single aspect of the level, of the tools to use, what best strategy to do to complete the level. And art is not much different from that. You just try to paint it as fast as possible, but also take in the process of it at the same time. Like, you can rush art as much as you want, but if it doesn't look great, then you're doing probably something wrong along the way. That's where the taking in the process comes in. Maybe I should like put a flashing disclaimer on the bottom of the screen saying, "Take everything what he says with a grain of salt. Do not listen to him." Yeah. Alright, that starts to look like something. Another important thing to know about art is you have to learn to finish it, and that is why there's an ominous. Oh, let me see. Yeah, there's an ominous red timer up there. Let's see if I can. Yeah, there you go. I want to do a short art stream anyway, but you guys are, for those who are watching my art stream or familiar with my art streams, they can last up to 6 to 8 hours, and I kind of want to prevent that from happening. Saving those thoughts can be very straining on my hard drive, or uploading the whole thing can be like a pain in the butt. Let's see. Oh, actually, this kind of starts to look like something. Huh. Alright, I try not to zoom in on the little details, like the nitty-gritty of it, but I try to like have the whole picture in view, so I can kind of see where I'm going with this. Alright, this side is gonna be the trees, and oh, I got an idea. It's gonna be like a showdown happening in here. Like, you see a tiny little guy just fighting for his dear life against that other little guy over there. This guy is holding a sword and ready to attack. And this guy is only armed with, I guess, a short spear and a shield. Yeah. So there's gonna be a like some kind of battle going on in there. There we go. There we go. Art is. I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm just drawing because it's fun, and art is sometimes like putting paint on paper, like your how you feel about things or what you've seen or what you're inspired by. You just kind of want to put it on paper, or in this particular case, you put it on a canvas, like on a digital paper. Which reminds me, hang on, let me head back to Auxilia Genome. Right. Um, I guess I started like liking. Well, yeah, I told it already. I was inspired by someone and some things, and most people forget about the input part of art. Like everyone knows about the output, which is like the art itself, but they usually neglect the input part of the whole thing. The input part is mostly things that you're inspired by, or what speaks to you, or what you've experienced, or you kind of try to communicate an idea to someone. Like for example, doing concept art. And if communication isn't your strong suit, then you just kind of like shift over to art in general. I think. Right. If I'm gonna, alright, fine. I'll zoom in on it. Going to do shadows, I'll probably have to make them a little bit more darker than that. Like yeah, alright. There we go. There we go. I don't think I'll ever be the next Bob Ross, but it can't hurt to at least follow his footsteps when it comes to art. Yeah. I have a little bit of dots in here. Truth is, I'm actually very unfamiliar with him. I'm curious. There's like documentaries about him. Like people know about his program. People know about him being a drill sergeant at some point. All right, so apparently Bob Ross used to be a drill sergeant, which is something I cannot imagine. The story goes that he stopped being a drill sergeant because he doesn't like being mean to people or like to shout or whatever. And I guess that's yeah. And then he became the painter Bob Ross. Happy little trenches. Aw. I guess everyone has their well, not necessarily their dark past, but like things about themselves that they aren't very happy with, and they try to like make something of it, like with what they are right now. I can't say that I can complain about what I have, but there are some things that I really want to work on. For example, communication skills, which is going into the right direction, I think. Um, or that I'm what was the word of that? I don't know. I guess when I'm more punctual or more serious about my artwork. When I started the whole VTubing thing, I've never drawn as much before. Like I only do on occasion or whenever I feel like it. But it's probably because I wasn't inspired. Like that's the input part that I was talking about earlier. So if you work on your input as well, like I don't know, watch movies or watch watch someone else's art and feel inspired by them to make your own version of it, then you can work on your output. And the danger of doing art is, of course, that you get burned out if you're not careful enough. Alright, there you go. Kind of looks like rocks, but I'll leave it like that for now. Let's see if we can work on these. Right, you know what? Let's blast the sky with brightness. Select it, Control U. Increase lightness, but also increase saturation. Increase lightness, increase saturation. Something like that. And now it's like a nice clear sky. Yeah, there you go. I could like have the view go out into the ocean. Like more blue like color. Go, let's use this kind of blue color pick. Okay, let's toggle this. Undo this. Paste. 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 There we go. A little bit smaller. Turn this on again. And kinda go across it. Here. And slowly dipped over the little hill that we've created in here. I say we because this is a collaborative effort between you and me, guys. Yeah. What I could also do is I'm doing my part. Yes, and I'm very happy to hear that. Alright, what I could do, I was thinking of selecting this entire area. Control Alt, so your mouse look like this, and then drag this upwards, so we get little higher trees. Alright, and then I'll select this entire part. Control Alt and move this down a little bit. Alright, this thing is still there, but now I can just B Alt press and then just delete this section. There you go. Alright, now we are dealing with the thing called composition. So let's redline this, shall we? Right now the entire canvas goes something like, wait, what the hell? Oh yeah, it goes something like this. You have the dark areas over here, a little bit of something in there, and then mostly an empty space over there, which creates a nice composition. And I think composition is usually something that's easier on the eyes, like if it reads really nicely. Wait, and then I got a flash of inspiration. Like, alright, you see the sea, or it's something that kind of looks like sea. This part kind of looks like a beach, so I guess we can just turn this into a beach. Like we are literally terraforming the area into our own vision, I guess. Yeah, that works. Then there's this part. I could like make this green as well, something like this, and trying to match it together with the thing. Yeah, there we go. This looks kind of weird, but I'll fix it somehow. Now it kind of looks like layered cake for some reason. Okay. Sometimes you just don't think, you just kind of like feel whatever feels right. But it's a very hard thing to teach someone that. That feeling, like when it feels right, it's kind of like a mix between muscle memory and how and your guts and your gut feeling. Yeah, sometimes you gotta just trust your gut and just go ham. Let's see. Right, there's this big empty part in here, so I can fill this with more trees. It's a bit dark. Alright, let's kill it. Yeah, that looks actually kind of nice. Alright, we're going somewhere. This is also a learning experience for me as well. Because, well, like I said before, I don't do much landscape paintings or landscape environment / concept art stuff, which I really should give it more attention to. It's also good for like for a portfolio piece, showing game designers or movie directors like what you what kind of environment would be cool to have a setting in, and then um, they have a visual of what it could look like, and they have something to work from. Not sure what this thing on the front is, like on the foreground. Could be something. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Just a drop off, like color pick, and kind of like blur these together. But sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes you don't have to use gradient to blur one side over to the next. Sometimes you have these very sharp edges where it suddenly stops, but the color is different, and then you get these nice shapes. Got a nice view of the sea. Right, forgot to do this. There are people who are reliant on brushes or think that brushes gives them the magical ability to draw better. Photoshop brushes, or like art brushes in general for art programs, they help, but they aren't necessary, or they aren't like they aren't really needed. It's not what tools you have at your disposal, but what you can do with them, because that's the most important part, or one of the most important parts, along with other stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure what these are. They just look like little tree barks, and this one kind of jumps over it, so I can just kind of like fix it with color pick and just kind of like erase them. Yeah, think color pick this shadow and just put them in there. Yeah, kind of looks like something. Let's put this away, shall we? Yeah, now it kind of looks like a ridge of some sort, or a drop off. No, let's not do that. Let's copy this. Yeah. No, that looks awful. Something like this. Alright, the right side is kind of neglected, so let's see what I can do with that. We can... Oh, hang on. Right, let's say I want to do it something like this. Yeah. So this be like this, like a little bit darker. Like I tried to. Let me select this. Try to elevate this part and lower this part, but not physically, but more in colors. So I guess what could help is just slightly elevate this part and raise these. So now it's kind of elevated, but it kind of blends. So to prevent that, I want to make them like have them some sort of color difference. Yeah, so now you have these divide between the two. Alright, color this in. There you go. There you go. The perspective is kind of odd, but I think I can make it work somehow. As a matter of fact, I could also move the entire bottom half and just move it a little bit higher. Oh, I think I cut the horizon off a bit too much, so I'm gonna... Right, if I have the marquee tool selected, which is the square. Oh, hang on, let me do it again. There you go. And press Alt, you see a little minus on it, and so if you drag it over what you've moved, it deletes it. So you can kind of like make funky little shapes in the thing that you've moved as well. But let's not do that just yet. There we go. Right, so now I have a little bit more space on the bottom that I can work from. There you go, there you go. A bit more brighter, a little more darker, brighter, dark. kind of mix them two a little bit together. Now it kind of looks like a rocky area going into a grassy area, which is also fine. Let's see if we can make this side a little bit brighter, because as I've told before, I want the light coming from the right side into the left side. But by that logic, this part also needs to be a bit darker. So kind of like, instead of going downwards, also going a bit to the right, because it also adds a little bit more color to it. Dark and kind of like go crazy a little bit. Move it up and then kind of do it like this. It doesn't have really warm colors now. It kind of looks like ice cream, I want to say. There you go, there you go. Still, the foreground looks a bit barren and empty. I could... Alright, let's go even crazier. Select the bottom half, Control Alt, move it upwards once again. So now the horizon is like, let's see. This is like the middle. Oh, if this is the middle part of the canvas, then oh wait, it's this. Yeah, then horizon is kind of like up there. So this is the part where the foreground hits. Then there's the middle part. Then there's the part that bleeds into the horizon, and then there's the sky. Something like that, yeah. There's probably like a golden ratio formula type of deal going on, but I'm not that good enough to start talking about those yet. Alright, you know what? You could use the stream as an, or a VOD if you're watching the VOD instead. You could use this as an example of what not to do, or see where where I started with and see where it ends. And you can kind of see or hear my thought process along the way. There you go. You know what? I think I'm gonna take a sip because I've been talking for the past hour. Oh, it's been an hour already. Alright, short break. I hope no one heard that. Ah, there you go. For the record, this isn't alcohol. This is just a soft drink. But right, let's go back to the drawing. or painting, I guess. Wait, I just noticed something. Alright, you see the thing in the distance here. I could move this a little bit more forward and have this poke out like that. So now the composition has changed once again. Also, excuse the creaking chair. Holy cow. There we go. So now the composition looks like this. You see all these lines, or the environment kind of comes together like this. Yeah. In that case, I might have to... Oh, here's a neat trick. Alright. So if I select something, you know what? Let's use the marquee for this. It's selected. If I just use Control and move this, it creates a hole. But if I use Control Alt, it creates a copy. So now this copy is entirely on my mercy. While the copy is selected, I press Control T, which is transform. You get a transform thing and the top bar changes. If you press this little gizmo right here, you can, well, it changes once again, but then if you click and drag it, you morph the thing that you've selected. Yeah. I love to use this tool, but if I'm too reliant on it, then I can't use any other art programs. Yeah, because I don't think any other art programs has this tool, which is a shame because this thing is very handy to correct some lines if you mess up. You might have noticed that I use that tool a lot in my auto drawing art streams, and yeah, that is exactly what I'm using. Hmm. This is a weird composition when I look at it, but it's all right. It's supposed to be weird and experimental. It's kind of like in I want to say World War I and World War II, where they're trying various different airplane designs just to see if it would work or not. We got some pretty interesting designs out of it, like an airplane in the shape of a pancake. I'm not kidding. Look it up. Airplane pancake. Google it. It's a real thing, or it was real, but I'm not sure if they still use those. So yeah, right. So if the light comes from the right, then oh, this part should be brighter as well. So I'm gonna pick the yellow part and put it in there. And in the color palette here, I'm going to move this to be a bit more brighter and more yellowish. And this part, I'll pick this, make it a little bit more saturated by moving it horizontally to the right. So now the green is greener. It's very hard to tell, but trust me on that. It is greener. There we go. Like, make this a little bit more brighter. Like, you don't have to use green for grass. You can use like different colors for it as well. As a matter, I think I might do that. Let's pick purple because that's my color scheme. Right, it looks weird, but I can make this work by blending it with the other colors as well. There you go. Well, this reminds me, I should probably make these shadows blue or green, dark green shadows, because even shadows have certain colors. But it would help if I used references more often. It's one of those things where I've seen it before, but I haven't really taken it all in yet. Like, notice that it kind of blends together. Like, it blends, it sort of works in a way. And that's what I meant with Trust Your Guts. There we go, there we go. Alright, so this needs to be a bit darker. Maybe a bit more bluish. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, there we go. I don't know what the name of this color is, but I'm gonna use it. Alright, make this a little bit more brighter so it kind of blends well together. Yeah, just blend it. Blend the colors together until you get something that you can use for your little art project thingy. Looks a bit strange, but it might work. It might work. Let's go like this. Nah, it's too much. Too much. Maybe like this. As you know, sometimes less is more. Well, there is a reason why less is more, because the brain usually fills in the blanks. Like, let the imagination do the work for you instead of like trying to make it as accurate as possible. For example, alright, is a neat idea. What if these aren't actually ridges, but they are brick walls? Like, you're not going to draw individual bricks into the wall. You're just gonna do it like a smart person. You just draw a few bricks, something like that, or just 2 lines and then fill in the blanks. And from a distance, then you can kind of see that, oh, the entire wall is made of bricks because you just only draw a couple of them in the wall. And I noticed that in some cases, at least in comic books, like Western comics books, I mean, is they used to draw walls like these, and as the further you go into the drawing, then it just kind of disappears. Is this all in one layer? Yes, indeed. Which isn't the smartest thing to do because sometimes you want to move the individual mountain, but now everything is inside one layer. Because that's what painting is. It's literally doing it all in one layer. Like some digital artists just use hundreds and hundreds of layers, and it's getting kind of a mess to just sift through all that just to make a small change. It's not bad, but it's kind of a bit of a pain to just go through all the layers. Hang on, I mean, use a thick brush, kind of like do like this. Call it pick and continue forward with the rest of it. Go like sideways. Yeah, it looks bad, but we'll leave it like that. Yeah, painting is literally just doing everything on one layer because there are no Ctrl C's, there are no fancy digital tools that you can use to manipulate the thing on the screen. You have a limited amount of paint, possibly a limited amount of time, because as time passes, the paint dries and then it gets a different color. So yeah, painting with with paint is very challenging to say the least. The whole reason why I became a digital artist instead of like a let's say traditional artist is, well, if I was traditional artist, I'd have to get paper every time I want to make a new drawing, or I have to buy new pencils or whatever. Then it also takes up space if you draw a lot of art. It is an investment that you have to be willing to make. It's just fair. It's fair because that's all part of it. That's part of art. But for the sake of convenience, I stuck to just doing digital art because I can just save it on a hard drive and then not worry about it. But it carries a different set of dangers or risk along with it. There is no best way, or there's no like thing one is better than thing two, but it's all about what you do with it. Yeah. Some people think that digital art is like using just with a press of a button then you get art. No. If you use it in the same way as traditional art or paint or whatever, then you'll get the same same kind of results from a visual perspective. Like, it's less impressive, possibly in some cases, but it's still good nonetheless. Alright, let's work on the sea. Yeah. Wait, the sea has gone silent. Let's go. Oh, right. For the sea, I use like horizontal lines, but they're kind of like wonky. So I press Control to like make straight lines like this. Fun fact: if you press R once and rotate the canvas in any way, and go back to your brush and do Shift, then it's still horizontal, but from your perspective. But if you press R again, hold Shift so you can get these incremental rotation points and go back to neutral, then yeah, it's all back to normal and you see these very straight lines. Yeah. Right, Control Z. Right, for the record, I think I changed right, let me show you. Preferences. No, wait. keyboard shortcuts, because this is very important. Let's go back to Microsoft Paint and select this window that I'm seeing in front of my eyes. Alright, there we go, there we go. There we go. Hang on. Cryptic Mimic. Already make GM say something for 500. That. Alright, fine. I'll say it. One sec, I'll be right back. The VTubers in my basement are acting up again. I'll be right back after giving them another sacrifice. Oh my god, I just realized you're just going to use this against me and god damn it. Alright, let's back to the try. What I was about to say is these are the seconds that I you bastard. Hang on, let me take another sip. There we go. Alt plus X. Wait, what? Oh, there it is. Right. So I used Control Alt Z to undo all the way back, and Shift Control Z to go forward, and Control Z is the toggle last state, which is doing this all the time. So if I do this and Control Alt Z, it goes back, and Control Shift Z, it goes forward, back, forward, back, forward. It's a very handy thing to have. Cut, Control X. Well, everyone knows that. Copy, blah blah blah. I'm not sure what F2 does. Oh wait, it also cuts and copies. Ah, I see. Yeah, but these are the settings that I have set. In default Photoshop, they aren't like this, but I had to change this like this, so because that's what I'm used to. Forward, backward, toggle, forward. Yeah. Right, delete this and go back to the one layer painting that I'm working on. Alright, so I'm not too happy about... No, wait! Wait, I can use this. Alright, so remember when I said about the shadows? This thing is the shadow of the ridge coming from the right side. Oh, excuse me. How much time do I have left? Alright, 1 hour and 70 minutes. I got this. Oh god, you... I'll have to refer to my lawyer before I... That's alright. Thanks for the clip. Because that's gonna be used against me in court. Jeez, I'm trying to be like doing a wholesome say-so art stream here, like in the style of Bob Ross, but now I'm getting accused of doing whatever that is. Well, I guess say-so's out the door, I guess. Kind of struggling with this part. Guess I'll have to do... Oh, right. So, yeah, how I got these like very sharp edges instead of like these brush-shaped edges. It's just to select the top part and just to like, you know, erase it from there. Then you get these nice sharp edges, but then it comes at a cost of like messing something somewhere in the background. Yeah. I'm pretty sure hills don't look this way, but a man can dream. Oh, I was suddenly reminded of a... I'm not sure if he's Swedish or Scandinavian or whatever. Simon Stalenhag. let's see if I can write his name. No, I'm not gonna write anyone's name. Yeah, he makes like landscape, or is it landscape? Yeah, I guess landscape slash environment paintings where he mixes normal photos with yeah, with science fiction elements in there. I say photos, but what I mean is like he paints them as normal photos and then as like, I don't know, a spaceship in the background, for example. And I really like his work, and I think he even has his own, well, maybe not his own television series, um, but maybe he worked on them as well as a environment artist director. I think, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, this could be like a rock sticking out from the side, and these are like little grass sprites. There we go. Alright, let's zoom very closely and go very closely until you can taste the pixels. Like just making random squiggles like this. These aren't really the same color, so on a black and white thing. Oh god, they would like look exactly the same value wise. There you go. Alright, zoom out, and then there's a little grass patch. Still, I need to work on this part as well, like increase the size and mix the colors a little bit, and just go a little bit crazy. Yeah. Right, from a distance it kind of looks like an okay landscape painting, but I'm neglecting bits and pieces of the other parts of the drawing as well. There you go. I'm just like color pick a random spot and start going ham. Pick a random spot and going ham. A random spot going ham. Clip downloaded. Oh, dearie me! I can't believe you've done that. It's gonna be alright though. There you go. Looks like grass. Ish. This is going to be the shadow of the hill on top of it. These are like the rocks, and let's see if I can do anything with the rock formation in the front. It's giving Final Fantasy V vibes. This, yeah, I guess I accidentally made a Final Fantasy. Alright guys, let's draw happy little trees. Oops, all Final Fantasy. Alright. Alright, I still got an hour left. I can salvage this silly little thing. Based, thank you, Genome. You're welcome. I guess that's what we call happy little accidents. Oh, I think I figured something out. All right, let's say. Oh wait, you know what? Let's Control T, and then move this over. All right, so if you move it like this, it kind of shrinks down. But if you hold Shift, you squish it. And if you let go of Shift, it goes back to shrinking. If you hold Alt, it scales down towards the anchor point in the middle. Alright, but what if you want your anchor point towards the side? You hold Alt and press a random spot somewhere when you want to scale down from. But it still doesn't work until you press Alt. Then it scales towards the anchor. Anchor, because yeah. So if you hold Alt, you can scale down, and if you hold Alt plus Shift, you can do this. Oh look, it kind of looks like a album cover like this. So the reason why I want to do shrink down is because I kind of want to give more space to Yeah, something like this. This should be fine. It would help if I did that at the start of the stream. But I'm stubborn, so yeah. There you go. Now it kind of looks like a path going downwards, and you're kind of viewing it from top of a hill. There we go. There we go. Actually, this kind of looks like a wheat field to the right. Yeah, that could work. Right, but this thing in the distance is kind of like fading away, so I kind of want to put more like darker colors on top of it, using colors from this into here. Some parts looks fine as it is, but you have to be flexible when doing these kinds of things. Flexibility is very nice to have. Make Jim say something for 5 fun. I will not say this word at a discount. Nice try. If you really want me to say the thing, then you have to pay up. Because I will add an extra flair to it. I mean, it's not a big deal if I say it out loud, but still, if you really want me to, you have to give something in return, you know. it's a little give and take. Right. I was busy with this part, and I'm using the colors of the bottom into the colors of the one on the top. Yeah, like this. But they're still supposed to be grass, so instead of drawing individual grass sprites, I'm just going ham. Just going back and forth until it vaguely looks like grass. But the problem is you have to make very tiny grass sprites because this thing is in the distance. So make them very thin. It's like when you're cooking and you're trying to cut up I'm not sure what it's called. Onions? No. The other thing. Right. So you're cutting vegetables, and you have to be very fine with the cutting using the knife. Actually, the entire process is kind of like cooking. There we go. Whoa! Jeez. Hang on, let me. Oh my God! The Thermologist, you subscribed to tier 1 for 2 months. Thank you. I hope you enjoy your stay. Also, welcome, Thaw. All right, let's check. What's the sub goal? 4 out of 15, all in due time. Thank you for the sub. You didn't have to, but thank you nonetheless. I say you don't have to, as I showed a sub goal. I'm the worst. But yeah, thanks for subscribing. Probably should turn it off, or I don't know. I'm still not used to people subscribing to me. It is nice, but yeah, it's not a requirement. I need to multiply if I ever want to see those eyes. Oh, I see. That's the reason, huh? All right, better save up those points if you really want to see them. I'm just gonna keep adding more and more fun redeems until everyone is running out of points, and they'll never ever reach the requirements to refill my eyes. That's the trick. I'm just keeping adding more and more interesting redeems, so my eyes will never be refilled. But we'll see. I'm confident that at least one of you would just do it. Oh right, the 92k nut. Which is also funny. If someone redeems it, then everyone else would be angry at that person for redeeming the nut instead of the eyes. Alright, if someone redeems the not redeem, I'm gonna make a hall of fame of people redeeming the eye reveal and just put them in the list. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make the list public, but we'll see, we'll see. Evil mastermind. Ah, goodness me. Ah, that scared me. Alright, let's take a small little sippy. The drinks are free on me. Alright, I made this little thing in the background, but now this part is kind of empty. What could help is moving the horizon down a little bit. Sure, screw it. Let's do it. That's a slogan for the ages. Screw it, let's do it. Right, select, like make a copy, drag them, well, somewhere there. Control T, hold shift and drag it from there downwards. There you go. Oh no, the horizon doesn't look downwards at all. Well, there's another trick that you could use. Actually, let's do the hard way. For this part at least. Right. Remember the holding shift can give you straight lines. And like this. And this part, I guess we can just go like very cheap and just scale it sideways. Yeah. And the same goes for this part as well. There's actually, let's do it like this so that it kind of leads up to the horizon. Zero dawn. There we go. It's a nice sandy beach. It looks kind of cold. Alright, let's do something a little silly over here, because I'm in a silly mood today. Let's draw a parasol. Kind of like this, I think. I vaguely remember what parasols look like, so this is what I'm going for. Make them red, so you get these little... That looks awful. Hang on, let me do it right. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. There we go. There's your parasol-ish. Or something that vaguely looks like a parasol. Because I'm pretty sure I've seen this type of parasol before, though I'm not sure where. That also needs a shadow. Yeah, there we go. Because the light comes from this way, and oh, but not on that logic, then this side should be brighter than this side. Actually, there's a giant parasol. Alright, to fix that, I'm just gonna select this area, make a copy, because if I scale it down, the rest will remain. Paste. And it gets some extra shadow, and you'll have to remove that. Yeah, there we go. I'll delete the parasol later if it gets in the way of something. In wait, time left. 1 hour left. All right, I still got time. It's like a bit ugly, so just pretty it up a little bit. To a teeny tiny little bit. There you go. There you go. It's like a weird haze going in the distance. Haze. Right. Alright, so let's turn this into saturation like this. Yeah, that looks alright. Ish. Wait, hang on. Let me fix this part. Actually, paint this like so. Color pick and just continue it from there. Alright, there we go. remember when I said that the further you go into the distance, the lighter things get. That is actually what's happening with this part, where the colors are a bit less saturated. So if you go to the trees, these are, well, very saturated. So I have to blend them into the distance as well. Like, there are a couple of ways to do it. Like, well, all roads lead to Rome, and there are no right ways to do it. But let's see if I can do it. I use the brush. I color picked this part, or at least any lighter color somewhere in the distance, and only have this toggled. So yeah, just going slowly over here, like this. And it could be better. Now the trees are kind of dying, so if you press Control Z, it goes back. So let's pick a different color to pick from. And do it again. And it kind of works, but maybe the best way to do it is using the brightest green from this area and kind of like blending them all together. It's not even blending, but a different color goes over it. Yeah, something like that. Alright, let's see if we can connect these two areas together. Alright, color pick, just kind of slowly or softly blend them together. Like, it's a trick of the eye, you don't really think about it, but it kind of fills in the blanks. Like, you kind of recognize it as trees, at least from a distance, but up close they're literally nothing but just weird Photoshop brushes. Yeah. Actually, yeah, this should be a little bit like this, a little bit of brown, like this. There you go. There you go. I am no Bob Ross, but I am actually a Gino. I'm doing my own thing. Is it good? I don't know. That's subjective. Like, if people likes it, then yeah, I guess I'm doing something right. If people hates it, then I have a lot more to learn. Yeah. I think the next landscape art stream, I'm gonna just do a lot of research beforehand before actually starting to do landscapes, because this is a mess. This is not how you should be doing it. I know I called it a draw along, but I'm making mistakes after mistakes after mistakes, and you guys may not see it, but seasoned artists might see it clear as day. I can already feel the gaze of the teachers behind my back, like silently judging me. Yeah. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna use this part and put that in here. Delete some of the wall behind it. There, it kind of looks like a Neapolitan ice cream. Oh, nice. Alright, let's select this part. Alright, don't forget to copy it, because if you don't, it'll leave a white mark. So to copy it, Control Alt drag, then it makes a copy. A little bit, then like so. Alright, sometimes if you use the selection tool and you try to paint something but nothing comes up, it's because somewhere in the canvas you've selected something. So if you want to draw something but nothing pops up, try selecting something and deselect it by clicking on it once. There you go, it's now gone. And then you can start drawing again. It's a very common issue that I had when I first started to use Photoshop, where I was trying to draw something but then it doesn't work, and it apparently I selected some part of the painting somewhere in the in the canvas. Not sure how to do this. I'll leave it like that for now. Alright, let's add more lights, more shading. There you go. It kind of looks alright. Alright, let's blend this a little bit better together. Because I was thinking of having a path that goes downwards. But I have to add something to it. I like this. I'm not sure what kind of road I'm going for, but we'll have to see where it leads. Yeah, a bit right on the top. Kinda... yeah. So, you zoom in, and then you kind of make like these weird little lines. And using these lines, you can just kind of like mix and match them a little bit together until it looks like something. It's actually very difficult to explain your thought process behind every little thing that you're doing, because there is no step-by-step guide to do art a little bit better. It's just I guess there's just the way you draw things and the goal, and then just the effort and time and effort you put in. Let's see. Like I said before, it would help a lot if I did some proper research beforehand, before actually starting the stream. So I was kind of fumbling around until something clicks or hits or whatever. Using the bare minimum understanding of composition, I'm trying to make a good looking environment piece. To me, it looks kind of alright. It could be better, but it's getting somewhere. I'm learning as I go. Yeah. It's also alright if you want to use concept art of other people and to take inspiration from them. But to redraw the entire thing, it's not really a good way to go, because if you copy another artist, you also copy their mistakes along with it. Yeah. So that's why it's best if you try to analyze the art piece and try to use your own spin to it, your own twist, your something that screams you alone. There you go. Nothing like rambling late at night. Actually, I can use a little bit of blue in here as well. I'm trying to slowly and softly mix it into the dirt, because shadows can be a different colors as well. Is it necessary to learn color theory and all that? Well, not really, but it helps to have a better understanding of how color works and how they why they mix well together. Yeah. Feels like the teacher are just kind of like looking at me at the stage like, what the heck are you doing, man? I don't know, I'm just trying to figure it out myself, like trying to find my way in the ways of art and find my own path. Oh, this is great. Hang on, maybe I can make this work somehow. Right, color pick and try to mix it together with the area around it. Yeah, it kind of works. It's kind of like this dirt look about it. Yeah. Color pick this and move the lines a little bit there. But now it's less dark. Oh wait, it is actually very dark. Let me make it even more darker. No, it's not darker. There you go, it's darker. Okay. Move it over to the side and put it in there as well. Oh, no, wait, but if the light comes from the right, then this part should be lighter. By that logic. But not too bright, because this is still the foreground, and you have to be very careful not to mix things up. This entire thing doesn't make any sense. This is like a mysterious landscape with weird, a weird way how the terrain works. Yeah, let's make some random shapes and pretend that it's something. Like I said, the brain fills in the blanks, so it'll make sense, I think. All right, let's take another look. All right, with 50 minutes left. Let's work on the ocean, man. Like surfs up, dude. Like I'm using straight lines to signify like the waves of the ocean, and then slowly let go of the shift button just to make like these wobbly lines as you go a little bit closer to the beach. What does sea have, or the ocean? It has foam, something like that, and it's very irregular. It's just like this. Well, you could also do like these classic wavy shapes in the distance if you want to go for a very, very stylized look. Yeah, it could work, but I'm trying to make this more a sea. It has a solid color, so I might have to change it to a different shade of blue. Nah, something like this. Alright, it's a bit of a light blue, so I'll color pick this and try to blend it into the distance. But don't worry about the white parts. We can always add it in later. There you go. There you go. Alright. Press X because, as you remember, that's the switching to your different your two different palettes. And try to add the shine and the shimmer of water. I can probably just do it like this. Yeah. Like select or color pick that part and just go over the blue. However, if you're going to saturate it, then it's kind of hard to tell which part is which. What I could also try. I'll try it later. Let's focus on the beach. Go like recede it a little bit. It's been a while since I've been to the beach, so this is like my memory of what I remember the beach looking like. Oh, while I'm at it, I could add happy little islands in the distance. Yeah, let me try it. It's gonna be like some shape in the distance. Like this is like a cape is what it's called, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. Bang! Oh hey, Noodles, bang! Welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. I'm drawing happy little trees, but this time I'm doing happy little islands in the distance. There you go, it should... Yeah, see? Or you know what? Let's go even crazier. Let's make this part a little bit higher. This background looks wonderful. Ah, thank you. I've worked on it for 2 hours almost, and this is the result of 2 hours of working on it. The VOD is going to look very interesting if I look back and slowly see the progress I've made over the course of 2 hours. Let's see, let's use red and softly put in there, color picked it, and then put it like that. Guess what this is gonna be? That's right, if you guessed lighthouse, you'd be wrong, because this is a rocket that goes into space. Nah, you're right, it is a lighthouse. What's with the ellipses, Primrose? I swear it is a rocket. Or was supposed to be a rocket. What do lighthouse even look like? I guess it has something like this. And a little cap on top. A red rocket. No! No, no! No shit, that's not what I meant. I didn't even thought about that. Jeez. Okay. Say so. Say so. Say so. Right, let's continue the say so drawing. I don't think I'll ever be like Bob Ross. He is too pure. Like, I don't aim to be like him. I'll strive to be somewhat like him, like in my own little genome way. There's no one I'd rather be than me. You see? Right, it is kind of misty. So it would help if I slowly bleed into the background, or at least the little islands that we have created. Yeah, like this, because as I said before, the further away it is, the more what's it called? Yeah, I'm not sure what it called. The foggier it gets, because what you're looking is the well, if you look further ahead, you can see the air particles overlapping behind each other. So that's why it gets a little bit lighter towards the distance, or the further you go into the distance. Yeah. It's kind of like somewhat dark clouds, but I'll just have to make them a little bit closer like that. If I had like special Photoshop brushes, then this would look like 10 times better, because I kind of understand the basics of doing landscape art and how to move my brush. So if I have like special Photoshop brushes, then I can just make something work. But for now, I'm just everything that you see here. These are made with the default Photoshop brush. They're very limited, or it very limits me, but I can make it work, because it's not about what tools you use, but what you do with the tools. Yeah. Let's right. Select this, copy it, and press this button and move it a little bit downwards. Like so. Yeah, it kind of droops down, so maybe it's best if it kind of like springs up. And there you go. And then you get these ugly little lines, but you can fix it by just painting over it. It doesn't matter. Just go wild. Like I said before, quick and dirty. Oh, stressy. Oh, thank you. Hang on, let me make a full view. Alright, if you press Z, you get these little looking glass, and if you press full fit screen, then it fits. Hi, Gino. Yo, young. Welcome. Hang on. Let me do a little stretch. Oh boy. I hope it doesn't pick up on the mic. Looking super good. Yeah, thank you. And correcting me, what do you eat for 100? Yeah, sure. Let me grab my little magic bag of eating. Itadakimasu.
Brenya.
Alright, let's see what I got. Sorry for the crunchy noises. The timer's still going, but it's alright. Alright, there we go. Hunger sated. Yeah. So, well, welcome. And yeah. I put a time limit or timer on top of the screen, like you see up above, so I wouldn't spend too much time on a art piece or drawing. So it's kind of like a little challenge I made for myself. What happens when the time runs out? Well, then the stream immediately ends. I think. I'm not sure. I just found a script online that made this timer possible. No, wait, it's not a script online. It's like one of the default scripts of OBS. Art, any percent. Oh, I wish I would use the stopwatch timer where it shows the milliseconds as well. But I couldn't find it, so I had to settle with this one. So, yeah. So yeah, art 80%. Might have to do that at some point. Like give myself an hour the time just to paint everything, and then yeah, we'll see how that goes. I need to make this a darker color. Hang on, is this? No, not really, but it's the darkest in here. Go to the color area, and then slightly darker towards the right, because the right is more saturated compared to the left. In colors, I mean. Let's see. Something like this, yeah, because these are supposed to be like tree branches. But there's also bushes that you can just add on the bottom. Do you just like making landscapes or doing interiors too? Shake's wallet with devious clown intent. Well, I'm working on it, on the landscape drawings. I'm not really good at it, but this entire stream is just me training to do more landscape style art streams. But yeah, that's why these are kind of experimental. But I'll think about it. Thanks for considering me for the commissions. Training arc, hell yeah. Also, I tried not to swear in the spirit of Bob Ross. But as I mentioned before, I don't think I'll ever be like Bob Ross. I'm already corrupted enough as it is, so I'll have to bear the burden of not being say-so anymore. Especially with the November submissions that I'm doing at the moment. I have to support my friends. Oh yeah, thank you. I also try to support my fans. Oh, you know what I should do? I should commission my friends. Yeah, I should. But all in due time. The trees have branches, so I'm gonna add random little branches on top of them. I have a silly little idea that I can do. Branch that goes out top with a little bird's nest in here. And here is the silly little bird. With the silly little eye. There you go. Wait, does it translate well if I turn this into saturation? Oh, that's alright, but it's kind of hard to tell because of the colors. Alright, here's something that I want to try. So, if I have nothing selected, but press Control and then Control Shift V creates a copy to the right. So these are just identical copies on the excuse me. Identical copies on the exact same place as they were before if you use Control Shift V. You could also just press Control V, but they might just shift a little bit. And depends on what it is. Alright, what I wanted to try is press D. So these two is like black and white. Go to Image, Adjustments, and Gradient Map ... That everything turns black and white, and you see a different window. Actually, let me try it again. Right, print screen, go to paint, paste the dang thing, and you go press select. Right, cancel that first. Paste this. This is what I see. Gradient used for grayscale mapping. If you press this part, then another window pops up, and then you can just kind of play around with the colors. But let's try it again. Adjustment, gradient map. Wait, hang on. Let me say it again. Image, adjustments, and gradient map. And then you see this little thing. You can't see it, but I can change the hues of the entire landscape. But I can also change the colors of the thing, like mix red with I don't know, yellow, for example. Look, it looks sort of nice. Ish. But I'm not gonna do that just yet because it's kind of, I don't want to say cheap, but it's not really the best way to learn how to do landscape drawings. But it's a handy tool to have. And I'll try not to get too used to it. Right, select this part because I noticed that the trees are kind of, yeah, it kind of doesn't fit for some reason. I'm not sure why. Alright, let's select, screw it, let's select this entire part with the trees along with it. Make a, oh wait, there you go. Oh, right, if you select this and you hold shift, you can add something else to the selection as well. If you hold alt, then you can deselect them, the entire thing. If you hold shift and alt, that, oh no wait, that deletes the whole thing. Alright, there we go. Hold shift, draw, and then alt, or hold alt, then you shift back to the magnetic lassos. This is something that I've discovered recently. Right, enough chit chat, let's get back to the chit chats. Right, make a copy by using control alt, drag it a little bit, and then control T, and press this thing and move it a little bit like this. Like they morph a little bit, but then I can get like a nice slope on the trees. There you go. Well, now you can see these ugly little thing, but don't worry, just erase them. Kind of like this. Oh boy, half an hour. It looks nice, but it's still unfinished. Let's see. I can't believe I have this song on repeat. For the next art stream, I really want to use a different soundtrack. I mean, it's nice to use this in spirit of Bob Ross, but still, might have to switch to a different BGM. Right, after this, I'm just gonna watch a bunch of time-lapse videos of people doing landscape drawings and see if I can make my own version of it. You know what? Let's do something very weird. In the distance, I'm gonna build a giant tower. Very ominous looking. Alright, it looks weird, but it's kind of like a fortress, I swear. Fine, let's do this. And it's on the island. But this part is darker than the other, so this is becoming lighter. There you go, there you go. An ominous tall tower in the distance, but it, yeah, it doesn't really translate well with the thing. Oh, wait, hang on. What if I do it like this? There, now it looks closer to the camera, but I still have to make them a little bit more hazy. Right, let's move them a little bit further. Alright, let's make this tower disappear. Let's go down. Actually, let's do it like this. There you go. Let's erase this part. Actually, maybe I should keep this, but maybe keep these towers in there as well. Look, now it's turning into a science fiction landscape with a small little parasol in there. Right, this is, after 2 hours, this is where the magic happens. There you go. Now it kind of tells a story about what these towers could be. But I'll probably have to make another tower in a distance, but a bit more closer. No, wait. I think I still need to... differently. Alright, let's use Marquee tool. to select this part, and then deselect this part. There you go. Now I got a nice selection of the tower that might be here. It's kind of weird seeing a outline of a invisible tower. Let's select this color, like the darker part of the tower in the distance, and put it in there. Ta-da! Like I tried to make a solid color on the left side, and the right side is something more brighter. Let's grade down and make a soft vertical line on it. Maybe even give it a little bit of shadow. But by that logic, this part should be a bit darker. Let's mix them a little bit so it isn't completely dark. Yes, I've erased some progress of what I did in here, but at least now I have an interesting tower in the distance. But that being said, I have to make this a little bit darker. Because, yeah, things close to the camera are a bit darker than things further in the distance. Man, these stars could be anything. Like, this is like out of frame. And, yeah. It could be like connected cities in the distance. Now I've inadvertently made a sci-fi landscape painting. Oh, dearie me. Not necessarily in the spirit of Bob Ross, but as I said before, this is a experimental art stream. Alright, what I'm doing now is kind of like add more bits and pieces of shadow in the distance. There you go. It's grassy plains. I might add something in here as well. Any ideas? Could make... Oh, I forgot the two little dudes that I've drawn. Thinking noises. Right, hang on. Let me grayscale once again. Yeah, that looks alright. Alright, now I'm gonna try connecting the grassy parts along with the path. Like, I can make the dirt path like going out into the grass a little bit further, but then the grass slowly takes over. Atlas redeemed Hydrated Gino for 200 diddle. Hey, thank you, and also welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy your stay. Alright, this time I'm gonna drink some water because I've drinking been the soda for a while. Alright, there we go. Ah, good old fashioned H2O. Why did I almost say HQO? Alright, that's one so far. I only have less than 30 minutes left. Let's make them count. Alright, if I'm being very critical about myself, I would say the foreground is kind of basic. So this will require some attention for the last half hour. I could like clean it up a little bit, like clean up the dirt road. Haha. Like I could just use tracks, like some trace of people using the road over and over again. Which also reminds me, at work, the place that in the locker room, the floor is kind of padded with some sort of carpet, and there is a visible line where people have been walked on it a lot, and it's actually kind of interesting. All right, let me do a quick demonstration. Let's say this. No, hang on, let me use a dark version. Right, let's say this is the floor from above, and then these are lockers, and the path that people have going through usually looks like this, and because of it's probably an old carpet, but people have been walking so much that you can see a visible outline of the route they take. Like you see, they go in like this and go out like that, or just undo the entire thing. Pop, pop, pop. Excuse me, gotta clear my throat. Ugh. Talking for 2 hours, on non-stop on end is well, strangely enough, I'm used to it. Like the worst I've had is I don't think I've actually had problems with my throat for talking hours on end, which is strange because I usually don't talk a lot. Huh. I guess a classic case of built different. Let's see. Their throat, it kind of like bleeds into the grassy field. Yeah. Wait, but does it translate into grayscale? Yeah, it kind of does, but it's kind of hard to see because of the colors. Alright, what if I use this instead? Let's no, then it kind of blends with the colors, but it's easier to tell them apart. That is weird. Right, so let's kind of mix the path together then. So I want to make it clear that it kind of bleeds into the grassy fields. Yeah, something like this. Something like this. Ease into it, as they say. It's like a dark part. Oh, wait. Color pick that and go ham. Well, not too ham, but ham enough. Oh, right, I forgot. These are the shadows, so I'm using like a grassy pattern just to make sure that it kind of translates well. Like teeny tiny little dots. And from a distance, it just looks alright. Alright. Because the grass is kind of against the wall, so they kind of like, you see the outlines of the grass a little bit like that. Yeah, it's something like this. Happy little grass. But then this part is weird. Can probably make something out of it. Oh boy, 20 minutes. Let's go. So once the timer runs out, I have to call this art piece done without any additional changes and just leave it like that. It's also a lesson for me because for those who just joined the stream, my art streams usually last for 6 to 8 hours tops, and I kind of want to prevent that. They're fun streams, and I will keep doing like those long art streams. But if I want to make art, I have to learn to finish them at some point. Like, don't get stuck on one particular art piece and just wait. Are these grass? No, they aren't grass. Like, just learn to finish it and move on to the next. Because if I keep polishing it, then it'll never get done, and I'll never continue to make more and more art. So that's why it is very crucial to learn to finish an art piece. It doesn't have to be good or perfect, but you can make a better one in your next art piece. Yeah. I'm gonna make this part a little bit more darker. Again, I try not to go too overboard with it, but I can't help it. I am a perfectionist after all. Like, it has to be perfect. Well, maybe it's an OCD thing, like obsessive compulsive disorder. Like, I don't think I have it, but like if something is off, then I have to fix it, you know? Like yeah, like that. So if I just look at the the entire thing, and something looks off, then I have to work on it. I'm happy with this part. The towers are a bit weird, but I've screw it, I'm gonna leave it in. This part, it's alright, I'm gonna leave it in. Yeah, I need to fix the dirt road. I guess a way to help it is by, oh, hang on, by adding pebbles or rocks, so it just kind of fills the empty spaces and the blobs that I just added to the canvas. There you go. I do wonder if is there anyone who's also following along with my art stream, or am I just the only one that's just painting this thing? Because if so, if you are following along with what I'm doing, I am very interested in how your art piece turned out. If it looks halfway decent, then I don't know. I'm just curious about how it looks like. So it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. Like there has been effort has been made, and it isn't gone to waste. Let's see. I'm not saying that I'm the best artist, but instructions unclear. Painted a toaster on the ceiling fan. That I would like to see that if it's an actual toaster on a ceiling fan, or if someone made something else entirely. Jay, yeah, I know. Honestly, it would be hilarious if someone actually did paint a toaster on a ceiling fan, and well, if that actually happens, then I'm very curious about how their process has been, like how they went from a landscape to a toaster on a ceiling fan. Alright, I can't really explain what I'm doing in this part because I'm trying to make this like a rock formation where the light hits the side of it. Let's see. Oh boy, 18 minutes. I could play threshold music in the last 5 minutes or something, but nah, this is supposed to be like a relaxing stream. Sort of like a ASMR stream. Although I don't think I have a microphone quality with or a good quality mic specifically used for ASMR streams, but who knows. Oh boy. Wait, what time is it? That's alright. I don't want to stream for too long, but I don't want to... I just don't. Yeah. Right, so this part looks a bit too bright, so I'm gonna use the brush again to... Wait. To make them a little bit more darker. And then go back down. And try to make this brighter again. Pick this color and make them darker on this part. Actually, on the road as well. Yeah. All right. Pick this like that. There you go. I could add like little grassy parts on the side of the road, and like this part is a little darker, but this part is a little bit brighter. And there's like little flowers. Yeah, don't forget about flowers. This is actually a very bland painting when I look at it. But it can be interesting. You can, like, instead of towers and this, you can just build castles or like towns or whatever. But now I'm drawing like a weird little environment thing that doesn't... I don't know, it just doesn't work as well. Alright, in the last 15 minutes I'm just gonna like butcher the entire thing. Instruct. Oh, right. I did see your comment. Instruction unclear. Wait, painted the 3D model. I haven't reacted to it yet. I'm sorry. All right. Let's turn this down. I still want to keep this part. Still want to keep this part. There you go. Kinda looks interesting. Ish. Ah! I swear to God, redeem. Alright, I guess I'm not gonna do that. Undo. There you go. I didn't do it first, but I will keep it going. What do you mean, keep it going? Ah! Oh. Okay, I think I'm done with the painting.
Renew.
Yeah. That's alright. Let's see. Let's do. Yeah, let's make this a little bit more clear. That these are little bushes. Make it greener on one side. I actually wanted to draw like little rocks on the sides because it's like a dirt road. But no, nah, screw that. I'm just gonna like make a little greenery in here. I'm deleting some of the flowers, but I'll add them back later. Yeah. Pop. Just adding little specks of leaves in there. Make this a little bit like that. There we go, there we go. Make GM say something. Alright, hang on, let me. Alright, there we go. I have enjoyed painting today, and I'm proud of what I created. Thanks for the redeem, Hyung. I really appreciate it. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I should be happy what I created. I got out of bed today, and I made a little landscape painting, and then I'm very happy that I went through with it. I almost wanted to cancel the stream or do something else entirely, but I'm actually very happy that I went and tried a landscape painting. Yeah, it's important to try new things and see if it sticks. Yeah. And this is like a liminal space landscape with the mysterious towers in the back. The ocean doesn't look like much, but it kind of works. So I'm gonna make it like this, and like that. 12 minutes. All right. I wanted to fix the dirt road by adding some pebbles onto it, but I failed miserably. Yeah, I can use like the thin lines for the dirt, and it's kind of like making noise, like not like the audio noise, but like static noise, just adding on top of it. Same goes for the little rocks. Let's add a bunch of noise to it. Yo, Codfishy, welcome. Man, you missed an entire stream just now. Because I only have 10 minutes left until the entire thing just shuts down. Hello, Ox. Hey, hello. But glad you could join. Yeah. Today we're doing a Bob Ross style art stream, or at least that's what I'm attempting, and it is kind of a mess, but I'm happy that I went through with it anyway. go, there you go. I think I can add like a few things here, like rocks or something. And then add like this. Damn. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what happens when I don't have a set schedule. Your landscape is looking good. Oh yeah, thank you. It's supposed to be like a draw along, but I'm not sure if everyone has the same results if they do draw along with me. But the thing is, you guys can use this as a example of what not to do, because I keep changing the ideas and it's never concrete. It's probably not a bad thing, but I try to make it I'll try to make it alright, or at least presentable in some way. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna like change this part a teeny tiny little bit. Yeah, there you go. And this part can stay. Make it. Wait, select this, or color pick this rather. Then make it bright. And then gotta make it dark on the side. Yeah, okay. It's kind of weird looking, but hey, that's alright. It's supposed to be weird. Alright, let me make some orange into this. And a little bit of yellow. That's actually green, but maybe I'm partly colorblind. No wait, it is yellow. Alright, let's add some little yellow onto the rocks. Oh boy, it less than 10 minutes. Alright, make some final touches. Grab this and make this yellow. Softly put on top of it, color pick, and then do it again. Hey yo, hey Erexis, welcome. How you doing, man? I'm doing. Actually, I've explained this before. Bob Ross style landscape painting, but I failed miserably, I think. But yeah, this is actually like an educational style video of how I started and how I ended up within 2.5 hours. Yeah, because that's the time limit. Alright, let's do the entire area like this. Shrink it down and put it on there. Let's see, can I? No, I can't. Right, there's a little bit of blue in the shadows. Let's add a little bit more blue. That's a bit too blue. Color pick, pop, color pick, pop, color pick, pop. Alright. Now I got like the perfect shade of blue that I'm fine with. Wait, go back a couple of times. Yeah. There you go. I put some blue on the side as well. Notice how I don't zoom in or pan around too much, because I still have a good visual of the entire painting. Like make this part a little bit lighter, because like if light hits here, then it goes back in here. Yeah, there you go. Like that. Grab this. Make the yellow part further, like this. Yeah, just expand the yellow part, because there's like a lot of light going into the little grassy field. Right, grassy field. Don't forget that these are supposed to be grass, so apply little grass sprites where applicable. Like I'm not even like, I just tap at this point, like little scratches, and then it kind of gives these little tufts of grass. Yeah, like this. Oh, yeah, sure. I'll color pick this part and put it somewhere in the middle, and try to slice and dice them up in teeny little pieces. Also, don't forget the distance. However, it's best if you don't do it in the distance as much, because grass or objects will become smaller as you go further. So yeah, at some points you don't see the individual sprites, but just like the shape of the hill or mountain or whatever the grass is on. 5 minutes. Almost done, lads and lasses. Lasses and everything in between. This. Look how nice it looks. Yeah. Sometimes you just color pick from the darker parts and put them in the lighter parts. Then you color pick the lighter parts and put them in the darker parts. And then you get these nice little gradient without using the gradient tool. And there it is. Right, this part over here is kind of neglected, but I can make this work somehow. Not much of tufts of grass. Like at this point, I'm just like tapping. Like you see the outline of the brush itself. Like I don't even stroke it. I just tap on it. Don't take that out of context. Say so. All right, and in any case, all right, 4 minutes. I try not to look at the timer. Shut up, maybe I'm trying to paint. Yeah, kind of mixing and matching. Yeah, mixing and matching the colors together. There you go. Oh, the water doesn't look like water. It's kind of bland. I'll look away for a minute. Geez, you really popped off. Yeah. The brown parts aren't brown enough. Let's make them browner. Actually, let's make them a little bit more red. Then kind of like a little bit like this, because these are supposed to be tree trunks, if you remember correctly. Like a little bit of more light. Pop. Oh, 3 minutes. Let's see, at this point, I'm just like adding bits and pieces of details until the time runs out. Actually, sometimes you just don't need to think about it. You have to consider where the placement of everything on the canvas. It is important to think about it, but also to get a feel for what feels right. I think I can make the light of the grass or the trees a little bit brighter. Yeah, like this. And the further you go to the back or to the left, the darker it gets. Oh boy, 2 minutes left. It's getting exciting. We can add some of the grass parts in here as well. Not too bright, not too dark. Kind of like desaturated colors. Because this grass is kind of like yellowish, greenish style things. Like I keep using the color picker just to kind of blend them together, and it feels more natural to do it like this instead of like using the gradient tool. At least for me. Right, to work on the ocean, like devotion, everything going in slow motion. Let's see. Totally forgot about the beach. Like these are very like neglected. You have to kind of like shift your focus somewhere. Kind of focus on the. You know, I'll make the sky, at least this part, a little bit more brighter, and kind of blend them together. Oh boy, last 45 seconds. Almost done. Almost done. Right, but now I have to be very careful not to overdo it. Oh, geez, 30 seconds. God. I'm getting more frantic with my brushes. 25, 24. It's the final countdown. Indeed. 15, 14. Beach. There we go. Don't forget the dirt pad. That's it. Alright. Pencils down. No more paint. Alright. Great. Draw a lizard up close. Well, too late. Should have set them 60 seconds ago. Alright. Let's do a review. Let's put it on this. So now you can see. Too slow. Too slow indeed. Alright, so if you zoom in on any part of the painting, you can clearly see the brushes and the wild strokes that I put in there. Yeah, these are supposed to be like breaks, but I didn't continue working on it. The clouds? What clouds? These are just brush strokes on top of each other. This thing, it's like pixel art parasol on a beach. Towers, nothing but strokes. This thing, yeah, these little tufts of scraps that I did, yeah, these are like little pops I did. You just don't think about it, you just kind of like take a feel for everything. Oh, alright, I forgot I put these two in there. Well, but I can't paint anymore. Different strokes for different folks, indeed. Ozzy Hawks has done a lot of strokes. Yes, a lot of brush strokes, if you will. Right. Yeah, thank you guys for joining me in this weird little thing that I had in mind. Let's see what else we can rate. Let's see. Next time, I'm just gonna prepare better for future like landscape streams. We can rate. Really cool stuff. Looking forward to the next time. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed. We could rate Somologist who subscribed not too long ago. Actually, wait, I can actually tell how long ago it was. Yeah, he subscribed precisely an hour ago. Let's see if we can rate him, shall we? Alright, that being said, thank you everyone for joining, and yeah, I hope to see you guys next time as well. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna start the rate. Oh, wait. Jeez, the rate thing is kind of scuffed. There we go. Let's start the rate. Alright, thank you everyone for joining, and until next time, check out my socials if you want, if Twitter is still around, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
The industrialist status as well. Okay. Crooked connections. Frustrated with a lengthy legal process surrounding National Guard, Nariaki Tokugawa of the Petite Bourgeoisie has approached us with an offer to expedite the process, utilizing his personal connections within the state apparatus. Grants him permission, minus 20% enactment time, or be intelligentsia dislike us. Or, yeah, we'll go for bonus enactment time. I'm only passing this law because there's nothing else I can realistically work on at this point. Hereditary bureaucrats, we can't work on this. Billy the Bucket, welcome in. Auxilio, welcome in. How are we doing? How did your art go? Everybody, this is Auxilio. Auxilio is an artist. You should go check him out. Let me give you a quick shout out. Orctrade indeed. And not only an Orctrade, but an online Orctrade. How did your art go? Did you manage to finish your happy little trees?
Dim the background.
Noodlebox,
my-
Noodle Bowl, welcome in, welcome in.
No,
I am a
no,
philologist.
no,
Currently, we
no.
are playing
Shit.
Victoria Free, and we are attempting to modernise Japan. It's
We
not going
was
very
there.
well. It's not going
I'm
badly.
sorry, referee.
We are
It's-
only
it's
4
a-
years into the game, and
It's totally
already
not. No.
the Shogun only has
That's-
44%
that's-
power.